So I'm at the NEC, I'm on the ELDDIS stand and I'm having a look at the new Avalon range. And I have to say, I'm both impressed but disappointed at the same time. I think really modern and fresh, they're giving it a nice feel. But ELDDIS have stuck with their traditional layouts, which is compromised on a couple of them, like the 250 where you've still got the all-in-one bathroom despite having the island bed. So, mixed bag. So what are my reflections on the new ELDDIS Avalon, having driven home from the NEC and had time to think about what I liked and didn't quite like about it, having seen it in the flesh? First of all, I have to give credit to ELDDIS. I have been saying for some time that the design and the look and the feel of some of their motorhomes is beginning to look a little bit outdated and a bit samey year on year. And this brings a completely refreshed model to the market for the brand, not only in its design, but also in its construction. And for the first time in many years, we've got a completely new construction technique to the walls and the roofs of these new motorhomes. Now that should bring some assurance to buyers, knowing that there is a more modern and more suitable design process to the build with the roofs and the wall panels, for example. So top marks there for embracing some new technology. And I think we've seen some of that already coming through in the caravan ranges. I really like the spaciousness, the brightness inside the vehicle, and I really love the new sunroof style at the front. The other great feature is that this has now moved to the new Fiat Ducato cab. So for all those years that I've moaned that it stayed on the Peugeot, and the old Peugeot cab at that, we've finally got a new model in the range that's sitting on the latest tech from Fiat. ELDDIS have stuck to tradition though in the layouts that are on offer. There are 4 models here, from a 2-berth and 3 4-berths, with the twin beds. There is a rear island bed, there is the French bed, and then there is the rear lounge that converts into beds. So a range of styles that you will have seen on other ELDDIS ranges over the years. And the fundamental layout of those, whether you'd had an AutoQuest or an Encore in the past, the same template in effect, the floor plan of the motorhome, seems to have been crossed over into the design of these. Now I think that brings issues with 2 of the motorhomes. Firstly, the rear island bed. There is room in this vehicle for this to have moved to having a central washroom, and I think for the price point that this will be, and I'll come on to that in a moment, there is a greater demand than an all-in-one bathroom in a model that's got that luxury of the island bed. And secondly, the French bed model is very similar to one we've had in the past with our Bailey Autograph, but the French bed itself does feel a little bit tight. If there's 2 of you in there, you're going to feel a little bit cosy and you're going to want to have a snuggle to keep warm at the back. And that's a real obvious downfall with that design. Whether that be ELDDIS or any other manufacturer, French beds can be a problem. But because they've given over more space and a better design to the washroom in that motorhome, you do feel the pinch on the French bed, and you do have to climb in quite a way to get to the pillows. So just something to bear in mind. But I think that's simply because they've taken what they know and they've transferred it across, rather than rethinking what they need to do. The other big observation I've got is that the build quality, and whether these are pre-production, they're for the show, the build quality of some of the materials does feel quite light. Now you could say needs to be, because all of these vehicles are come in at 3,500 kilograms, so can be driven by anybody's normal driving license. So I guess weight is needing to be used wisely in this vehicle. But again, when you come onto the price point, you certainly would expect to feel a more premium build to the vehicle. So go on then, let's get on to the pricing. Well, these vehicles start in standard form at £1 under 85,000. They're 84,999. Now that's quite punchy for what will be their top range motorhome when you consider some of the factors that I've just walked through. You've got to bear in mind here as well that the options soon add up. So if you want the standard automatic, that's another £3,250. If you want the engine upgrade with an automatic, you're looking at about £5,250. So already you could be pushing that motorhome over the £90,000 price point. And you can also choose the option of a different coloured cab with an iron grey or a black, for example, which adds about £800 or £900 more to the cost of the vehicle. So you could soon be at £91,000, £92,000. Now that to me seems a lot for something with the ELDDIS badge on it. And if you consider the broader range of vehicles that are in the ELDDIS group, such as the Buccaneers, I guess I'm a little surprised that that's what they've not used here. Maybe this was deserving of the Buccaneer badge given the positioning, their place in the vehicle, because this is going to be sitting above things like the Swift Escape. You're not going to be far off some Adrias and some European models. You're certainly going to be punching above the current offerings from Bailey. So there's some good competition out there. And does the ELDDIS badge sit well on this? You tell me. If you've seen it at the show, if you've had a look at it, you might think differently. But my first impression is I think they're asking a little bit too much for something that's not significantly enough better than the other models from the range. Well, how do I sum this up? ELDDIS are pitching this as the dawn of a new legend. I think that's a bit strong. Yes, it's a welcome addition to the range. Yes, it's the freshness that they need. I guess this will be down to, can they sell them? Will they find the buyers they need? And do they offer that much more for the price that they are asking? Please get in the comments. Tell me what you think. I'm absolutely not anti-ELDDIS here, but I think where I started with this in I'm both impressed but slightly disappointed is how I'm going to end. I'm both impressed that they've made a move into a slightly different area, but I guess I'm a little bit disappointed that it hasn't gone far enough. So that's it for today. We look forward to sharing more with you in the coming weeks and months, and take care.